Jesus Ramos is 19 years old, a full 5'10". Again, it's tall for the weight class, coming in at 142 plus. Esteban Garcia, also undefeated, by the way. He's 14-0, so he's established. He is 30 years old, a little shorter at 5'8". Significant reach advantage for Jesus Ramos, who is just an outstanding prospect. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the beautiful Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming your way. It's Fox PBC Fight Night. And we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network. Introducing to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. We have Sergio Cais, Eddie Hernandez Sr., and Zachary Young. All right, fans, here we go with the co-featured bout of the evening. 8 rounds of boxing scheduled, featuring undefeated super lightweights in the ring. Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with black trim, fighting out of and hailing from Imperial Valley, California. He weighed in at 142 pounds, undefeated in his campaign in the ring. His record stands at 14 wins, no losses, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated southpaw tonight, making his PBC debut, introducing Esteban Chucky Garcia. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, this 8-round attraction, wearing dark blue trunks with silver trim, hailing from Casa Grande, Arizona. He weighed in at 142 3/4 pounds, undefeated in his campaign with a record of 12 wins, no losses, 11 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the hard-hitting, undefeated southpaw, introducing Jesus Mono Ramos. And our third man to the ring, the referee in charge now to give instructions, Rudy Barragan.
Thank you, Jim. Center ring, guys. Mouthpiece, mouthpiece. All right. You both got your instructions, okay? Do me a favor. Obey my commands at all times and just follow everything that I say, all right, guys? Let's go.
Closed captioning is available for tonight's telecast, and if you'd like to hear the broadcast in Spanish, you can click over to simulcast on Fox Deportes. Jesus Ramos there, babyface kid right there, and it's an interesting dynamic here in that Ramos is considered to be the A side at 12-0, 11 of his wins by knockout, but Garcia is 14-0. He's 30 years old. And Joe and Lennox, he said, hey, I might want to, test myself and go toe-to-toe with this kid. Do you think that's smart?
No. I don't. Look, because I'll tell you why. Esteban Garcia, he's naturally a good, slick fighter. In fact, my notes, I summed it up. Power versus finesse. He's a real finesse fighter. He's got good movement. He's got good head movement. He's a good counter puncher. He's slick. This is probably the slickest guy I think Ramos has been in there with so far.
Ramos is a patient fighter. You see him just upright there. He will take his time. He's disciplined, but he has explosive power. One-punch power, Lennox. We've seen him put guys out.
Yeah, I mean, I love his stance. His stance is upright. His hands are up, and his legs are a little wide. And that left hand can come at any time.
Now you got to remember, there's a little bone of contention here, Bri. Ramos is in there now with the southpaw this fight. So again, this could pose, especially a nice finesse fighter like Garcia, could pose a little bit of a problem and maybe take him a few rounds if he doesn't get caught with something big. But it's a southpaw against a southpaw in this fight.
This is the 6th time that he's been on the same card as Abel Ramos, his uncle. Again, Jesus is trained by his father, Jesus Ramos Sr., and Abel Ramos is Jesus Sr.'s brother. Just try to set that up, but there's always a little pressure on there because, Lennox, you've seen that many times in dressing rooms. you're wondering, how is he doing? Is he ready? Is everybody ready? And you got people running back from one dressing room to another. I would imagine it might be fun training and in camp, but it's got to be a little stressful on fight night.
Oh, absolutely. It's distracting because you know, you're not only focused on your fight, you're focused on your uncle's fight as well. And really, you should be focused on your fight. So if it's a situation where you don't have to, it'll be better for him.
Nice long jab by Jesus Ramos there. Jesus Ramos in the black trunks in there with a good left hand as well. Garcia in the white with the gold belt. And you see the length from Ramos. Again, at 140 pounds, 5'10", tall for the weight class.
Boy, it couldn't really be more apparent that that jab is kind of landing at will. And of course, Ramos landed a good straight left hand off that jab. And there's another one right there. And, you know, Garcia took it pretty well, to tell you the truth. But, you know, so how many can you take over the course of rounds? And that's what we're going to find out here. But right now, Ramos is really landing.
Yeah, Joe, he's fluid. You know, when he gets that jab off, and he has a real repertoire that he can go to and let it fly.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he throws combinations off that jab, which he's supposed to, and he does a good job at it.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 8. Young Jesus Ramos looking sharp here in the opening round. His uncle gets a shot at Yordenis Ugas later. That is Jesus Ramos Sr. in the corner with his son Jesus Jr. And again, Jesus Sr.'s brother, Abel Ramos, gets a shot at Yordenis Ugas in our main event tonight. You know, it wasn't that long ago. Look to the left there. That's what they used to look like. Abel looks like Jesus in that shot on the left. At that point, Abel is 16 and Jesus was 6. Here's what they look like now. And it's like a time warp, Joe. Look at these guys.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Cute kid he was, huh?
Oh my God, yeah. Look, he's a good-looking kid now,
right,
certainly, and poised, explosive. Big things ahead, and this is a big night for the Ramos family, as Abel Ramos gets a shot at Yordenis Ugas in our main event coming up later. This fight, though, a battle of unbeaten fighters, and Esteban Garcia, 14-0, 30 years old. He's in the white trunks, lurching forward, but Jesus Ramos outlanding Garcia 16-2 in that first round. And we mentioned that Abel is in the main event, and you can't just, you know, have your nephew out there fighting and you're focusing on your own fight. So we believe that they've tried to set something up where he can watch the fight, but certainly it is a little distracting. He's got one more fight to go before he has to get into the ring, but you know he's got to be watching this fight.
Yeah, and if he isn't, that's all right too, because he's got his own fight to worry about. But one thing I noticed, Brian, is that in the first round and a half so far, is that, you know, Garcia, he's only got a 67-inch reach compared to the 72-inch reach by Ramos, and all of his punches, for the most part, are falling short. They're not landing because his arms are that much shorter, and you can see the length of the arms of Ramos, just, you know, apparent.
Yeah, Joe. One thing Ramos does as well, he steps in with his jab, so it gives him he can start from way back. As long as he steps in with his jab, he can get that reach in there. So it gives him a longer reach in his
lower
fight.
left-hand corner of the screen, moving his head as well as he's watching his nephew. You know, never just standing there and watching. He's in there moving his head. Garcia lunging forward again, trying to close that gap. Very difficult to do. Firing in with the right hook. Long jab again by Ramos. That jab is connecting. He's outlanded on the jab, 18-4 so far, according to CompuBox. Wide margin already. Oh, goes left hand, and that buckles Garcia. Now he moves in, body shots with the right hand. Fires off another shot. Garcia's in trouble.
Oh, he's getting nailed.
Sturdy so far, trying to stay on his feet, but now Jesus Ramos is teeing off, barely on his feet.
Rudy Barragan's really taking a close look at this fight.
Mike, let's go.
Well, he was stumbling around. I tell you what, I thought he was going to go down. It takes a lot of fortitude to stay in there.
Yeah, Ramos can actually do anything he wants in there right now. Throw any kind of combination and it'll hit the target.
Patient, hit him with a body shot. So now the right hook up to the head, and Garcia's wobbled again. Now his head is snapping back.
20 seconds
They are
left.
taking another look. Again, taking a look, and that's it. That's it. His head was being snapped around, and Jesus Ramos doing early damage And that was an outstanding knockout by the kid.
That's a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's
A teenage winner again.
Yeah, a situation where he could have done anything he wanted to. He could step up at any time he did, and when he did step up, that's what the results were.
Abel Ramos, who's a happy man right now, because that's his 19-year-old nephew who just went to work and got a knockout win over Esteban Garcia. Back here at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, and again, an impressive opening for the Ramos family as young Jesus got in there. And let's take a look at where it all started. And Lennox Lewis, again, you had beautiful leverage on your right hand. Look at this left hand by Ramos. What do you think?
Oh, it was perfect, right on the button. I mean, he's a very accurate punch, and he came back with that clean up right hook. Perfect punch.
That was, look, he landed that 2-3 more times, along with the a variety of other punches, including a left uppercut somewhere along the line here.
And Joe, this is a 14-0 Esteban Garcia.
Exactly. No, this is a guy that isn't used to losing. Okay, he's used to winning. So for him to come out and get blown out of this fight, I'm sure it was a big shock to him.
And there was a size difference in this fight as well.
But they both,
No doubt. But Ramos, again, kudos to him coming in, take out a fellow unbeaten fighter. Jesus Ramos gets the win. Let's hear from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, fans, from the Microsoft Theater here in Los Angeles, our referee in charge, Rudy Barragan, stops the contest at the time of 2 minutes 45 seconds in round number 2. He is the winner by way of knockout, and he is still undefeated, Jesus Mono Ramos.
That's a top prospect with real power and poise. Jesus Ramos took his time and still got an early knockout in this fight. Again, he gets to 13-0, 12 of his 13 wins by knockout. Said he loved being at camp together with his father, his uncle, his whole family, the Ramos family, there in the bubble, but able to interact and stay with each other. And CompuBox shows you just how much well, of a blowout this really was. Punches landed 52-6. And Jesus Ramos throwing 141 punches as well. So Ramos 52-6, body shots 12-2, head shots 40-4. All Jesus Ramos.